back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kristi, and welcome to another progressive day of eating video. If you're not familiar with this type of video, this is something that Denise from Dish with D came up with a few months back. This is actually our third time doing this. And what it is, it's a progressive day of eating, and it is with me, Denise from Dish with D, Joan from Joan's Pointed Plate, and Kim from A Girl and Her Phone. So a few months back, Denise thought it would be a great idea for each one of us to do something to eat. One has breakfast, one has lunch, one has dinner, and one has snacks. And that way you could kind of follow us all around. And so we did it 1 month and had such great feedback from it, so we decided that we were going to do it every month. So the second Saturday of every month, we do a progressive day of eating video. And we just take turns on who does what meal. We actually skipped December. December was kind of crazy, so we ended up skipping December. However, I already had mine filmed, so I'm gonna remove my old intro and put this one on, and I just wanna let you know that that's why when I'm making this, you're gonna see I have my Christmas nails on. That's why, because I actually filmed this and was getting it ready for our December one when we kind of all decided that there was just so much going on, so we were gonna postpone it for January. So for this one, I'm doing a breakfast casserole. This is my original breakfast casserole, and this is one of my favorite. This is a day that I actually made it for work, brought it to work with me. So after you are done watching my video and watching breakfast, then you can head over to Kim at A Girl and Her Phone, because she is gonna be bringing to you a wonderful lunch, looks delicious, and then a delicious dinner with Denise at Dish with D. And then you can end your day with a wonderful snack over from Joan at Joan's Pointed Plate. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll subscribe. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload new content. Now I am going to show you how to make the casserole. When I make breakfast casserole, I actually do it so many different ways. I have used chicken sausage, I've used regular bacon, I've done it without potatoes. There's so many different ways you can make it. So this recipe is going to be 1 point on purple, 2 points on blue, and 5 points on green. So what you need for this one is, I have, I don't know, maybe about a half an onion here. I actually don't normally put red pepper in my casseroles, but I had a little bit of pepper in a bag in my fridge that I wanted to use up. I have a can of mushrooms. I know a lot of people say canned mushrooms are gross. I really like the canned mushrooms in my casserole. And actually, I didn't dice those up yet, so I'll dice those up. And then I have some Canadian bacon. So this is the center cut pork loin Canadian bacon. That is 1 point for 3 slices. So I have 9 slices here. And then I also have a whole 8 ounces of the light 75 sharp cheddar cheese. I don't necessarily care for this kind of cheese by itself because it's so light. It's kind of, I don't want to say cardboard, but in recipes, I really like it. It does good in recipes. So whenever I have recipes that call for when I want to put a lot of cheese in it, that's what I use. They also have the 50 also that you can use. And then you want, I'm going to use 20 ounces of the shredded hash browns. This is actually 26 ounces, so I'm going to take 6 ounces out of this bag. What I did is I plugged the recipe into the recipe builder, and then I kind of played around with it because I wanted it to start at 1 point on purple. So that's how I got it down to 20 ounces in order to do that. So we are going to use 18 eggs in this. So you don't have to use that many eggs. That's just how many I do in this. So I'm going to get these eggs cracked, and then I'm going to dice up the mushrooms too, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I have all my eggs cracked, and I forgot to tell you the other thing we need is a half a cup of fat-free half and half. You don't have to use that. I sometimes put it in my eggs. I've actually been, when I make eggs regularly, I have been just putting water instead of the half and half. But for the casserole, I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit by adding a half a cup of half and half. So what I'm going to do is, basically, I prepare this the night before. So I'm preparing this now. It's nighttime right now. I put it all together, and then I put it in the fridge overnight and let it sit. So when we're done today, I'm going to shut you off, and then I will come back to you in the morning when I put it in the oven. then I'm going to add some salt and pepper at this point. And you could add other spices if you want. Sometimes I add a little bit of garlic. I'm not going to add garlic this time because I'm actually making this to bring to work. If I'm just making it for my family, then I will put garlic, but sometimes people don't like the flavor of garlic, so I'm going to leave that out. So what we're going to do is, first thing is weigh out the 6 ounces of potatoes so that we can remove that from the bag. So let me grab my scale and just remove 6 ounces. There we go. Set that aside. And then take your casserole dish. Again, this is a 13 by 9. I have it sprayed with olive oil spray. And just add your potatoes. I actually have had this bag sitting out of the freezer for a little bit, probably about an hour. It's not really necessary since we're putting it in the fridge anyway. But if you were to make this right away, I would suggest take it out. And then I usually take out the pieces that kind of have the black ends on them. Not like that's a big deal. And then we're just gonna kind of layer the vegetables and the bacon. Cheese. So now just add the rest of everything. Alright, and then finally we're going to add some more cheese. And I'm going to save a little bit of the cheese to add in the morning. This is going to take a good probably hour and a half to bake in the morning. All right, so I'm going to keep about that much. I'll just put this in a bag and save it for morning. So the next thing you want to do is just pour your eggs over top of that. And if you ever use less eggs, then it probably won't take as long. So like I said, this is probably going to take a good hour and a half because of the amount of eggs in there. So that's it. Now I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. I'm going to put it in the fridge overnight, and then I will come back to you in the morning and let you know what we do from there. All right, so it is morning. I have my oven preheated to 350, and I just wanted to show you what it looks like. So it's been sitting overnight. I'm going to keep the foil on it and bake it for 60 minutes. And then I'm going to remove the foil and bake it for up to another 30 minutes. It just depends. Since I put so many eggs in there, I'm thinking this is probably going to take a full hour and a half. Okay, so now I have had it in the oven for about an hour. I've had my coffee, so I'm a little bit more alive than I was when I first got up and recorded. So now I'm going to put the cheese on it. And remember, I set some cheese aside. I'm going to put that on there now. And then I'm going to put it back in the oven for, actually, this time I had it in there too long because I kind of was getting ready for work and forgot about it. So it's actually been in there about an hour and 10 minutes. So I'm just going to put the cheese on and put it back in for maybe another 10 minutes, and I'll check on it because it looks like it's cooking pretty good. You can see the sides are getting a nice golden color. And also, the points for this are based on cutting this into 12, which is going to be pretty decent sized portions. But I did play around. I changed my app to green just so I could really figure how much it changes the points. And it does change it based on the serving size. So if you changed it up to, or cut it into 16, then I think that changed it to like 4 points. Cutting it into 18 took it to 3 points for green. I'm not sure blue and purple because those were only 1 and 2 points, but green you could definitely lower the points. Like I said, it just depends on how big of a portion you want. So I'm going to put it back in, and then I'll come back to you once it's all cut into portions. It might be when I'm at work, but I'll come back to you and show you how big the portions are. Okay, so I haven't left for work yet, but I wanted to show you. I ended up cutting it into 16 instead of 12 because those are still really good portions. So here's the thing, the cutting it into 16 does not make a difference for purple and blue. Purple is still 1 point, blue is still 2. For green, it brings it down to 4 points instead of 5. So the way I see it is if you're on green, you're probably going to be cutting it down into this. If you're on blue or purple, you're probably going to take advantage of that bigger piece and just cut it into 12. So that, again, though, we have to remember, it's still calories. So when it comes down to it, the bottom line is it's still calories. So just keep that in mind. So what I'll do is I'm going to head to work. And when I get to work and put this on a plate, I will show you how big the portion is on an actual plate, because it's kind of hard to tell in this. Okay, so here we go. This is the size. So this was 1/16 of a piece. So for me, I am doing the blue program, so this would be a 2-point breakfast for me. If you're doing purple, this would be 1, and green, this size would be 4. So I hope that you all enjoyed that video. If you did, please make sure to give it a like, put any comments down below. Make sure to go check out all the other ladies and see what they are making. And remember, the second Saturday of every month, we will be doing this. So look forward to that. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate all your support so much. And I will talk to you in my next video. I'm Kristi, and I'm Planning Us Healthy. So if you're new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you're notified anytime I upload new content. I thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. I'm Kristi, and I'm Planning Us Healthy.